Neal Atkinson is the Senior Director of Sportsbook Operations at BetSaracen's. Joins us every Friday during the golden hour on halftime. Hey, Neal, how's it going today?
Oh, I'm trying to hang in there. It's Friday. As far as Arkansas, we have a little bit of a respite, a well-needed respite this weekend from managing the liability on that game and the props and all of that. Of course, we've got our homework ahead of us next week when they take on Tennessee. But just getting ready for the weekend and a lot going on this weekend. Even though Arkansas's not playing, there's still a lot going on. I think we were a little spoiled last weekend about the caliber of the matchups that we had last weekend compared to this weekend. But there's some important games this weekend, and a lot of them I've got my eye on.
I wanted to ask about, not necessarily the Notre Dame game, but with Arkansas.
Yeah.
Could we talk about data points and how, a betting house will come on a specific line and it comes to a set of data points? Is a fired head coach a data point when it comes to this? Does that ever get filtered into what you set lines at?
Yeah, I mean, it will. And usually on that one is that we will put up what the computer puts up. Very rarely will we interject and move it back and forth. And if you look at the performance that they did put up against, against Notre Dame, with the defense stats and the offense stats, of course that's going to influence the overall model. So, the performance of that game is a fairly indicator of what it will happen when you run the simulations. But what we will tend to do is, and we had the luxury of the bye week, so we haven't put up our line yet. But some of the early looks lines have been out, and I've already seen 13.5 and 14. Tennessee minus 13.5, minus 14. And I've kind of had the luxury of being able to watch those lines and see what is done with those. And when we put our line out on Sunday, we will have gotten through with some of that. Now, if any new stories come out during the week from practices or anything changes, and that's really on both sides, on either team, you never know where you may get a new story come out. We'll just adjust as the betting public moves their money. And at the end of the day, we just will take it off the board if we don't know what's happening. And you'll see a fewer combos on the props against Tennessee, and we'll probably won't put up as many defensive props against Tennessee to see how they play and how they react. And there's kind of two thoughts there. They could come out and like gangbusters and be playing very, very well and refocused and reset. Or they could come in and give us a Notre Dame type-like performance. And we won't know until we see the product on the field next Saturday. I got a feeling that this is going to still be a competitive game one way or another, but it's going to happen on the field next week, and we'll go from there.
Vanderbilt, Alabama, best game of the weekend potentially in the SEC, although Texas, Florida has a much closer line.
Yeah.
That's -5 for Texas on the road. Alabama favored 10.5 at home against Vanderbilt. Has that line moved very much this week?
No, not really. I've got a computer projection, simulated projection on this game. Vanderbilt 21, Alabama 36. And, of course, the intrigue in the game is what happened last year, with Vanderbilt taking out Alabama 40-35 in Nashville last year. And then again, the Vanderbilt quarterback has stirred the pot a little bit with social media. But yeah, when I saw the loss to Alabama to Florida State, that was an eyebrow raiser. But then again, you look at the performance that they did against Georgia and where they is focused. I just think, I don't think these two teams have ever met in the modern era of college football where both teams have been ranked. And Vanderbilt, yes, is a ranked team. Alabama is a ranked team. And we're just not used to hearing that, lifelong SEC fans. But it just goes to show you, this transfer portal and coaches being able to fill slots and holes strategically based on what's available in that transfer portal has changed the landscape of college football. I mean, we're talking about a possible 6-0 undefeated Vanderbilt if they should do the unthinkable just because their name is Vanderbilt and go into Tuscaloosa and win. and they won last year, and we've seen crazier things that happen on the field this year, and it could happen. But the models and the statistics and the simulations are favoring Alabama on this one, and after the performance last week, and with them losing to Vanderbilt last year, I got a feeling Alabama's going to be focused on that, and my Nats and Stummers simulations say the same thing.
Looking at the futures here for the national championship for football, Oregon is still the top favorite at plus 550, but this would be the month. This is separator month, Neal. This is when the odds on national championships will change quite a bit. I think that, folks that are pretty certain about who they think is going to win, you can get on it right now, and those odds will change throughout the month, and then that's where we're still doing the bet swap, right?
No, bet swap's been gone. We didn't have a large enough pool. Okay. So, people really didn't do that. What I'm trying to gear to do is and I'm still not happy with the product. I'm supposed to have something in the next month or so with an integration that's supposed to enhance that. Players tell me they didn't want to swap the bets. They want to just cash them out and get the cash right then and there. So that's the direction that we're going on that one. And we do have cash out available. It's just I'm not happy with the availability of it. And I have finally found a solution in an integration that's currently in place. It's also going to help with increasing the amount of markets that you can parlay. And I've had a few questions about that. Hey, there's not as many markets that you can parlay this year because of the correlation models and things of that nature. And I know that that's an area that I've got to improve on. And I should have a very, very good solution for that within the next. I'm hoping 45 days, no later, at least before the playoffs, I'll have all of that, both in the NFL and in college. And that will apply that's going to apply to basketball, too, which is huge on parlays and cash and early cash outs and things of that nature.
Baseball playoffs, obviously the wild card series have just concluded. Get the division series starting tomorrow. And the favorite on BetSaracen's to win the whole shebang are the Dodgers. Again, at plus 350. Tigers are the long shot at plus 1,200. And, baseball's always popular, but, the baseball's one of those sports during the regular season that, day by day can be a little bit difficult. But now's the time now. We get 4 games a day for the next couple of days. And for me, I know college football is going to be huge this weekend and everything, but baseball's really top of mind.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, heck, the Dodgers advanced, the Yankees advanced. You can only imagine on how we did on the book with those winning. And, of course, the Dodgers won, that they're the only ones that didn't have to go to 3 games to win. And again, also the Cubs winning. We have a lot of huge following for the Cubs. They had a real interesting ninth inning last night. They went it up 3-0, and they had a little drama there at the end. We're giving up a couple of runs and a couple of wild pitches and things of that nature. But this is what I love about baseball this time of the year. We get to those win or go home games, and these series that we've got lined up for the divisional play, I'm absolutely excited for. How can you not like the Dodgers versus the Phillies coming up tomorrow? Well, really, if you look at all of the games, it's the cream of the crop that have made it, the prop betting on these games right here, the players have been dialed in, and the only thing that I'm happy with is that we've got a little bit of football and WNBA and golf and UFC. To kind of spread out the action, and that way I don't take a killing on baseball when the favorites are winning. So the wild cards and the last week of the season were really, really, really good for the bettors this year. Last week of the season usually is really good for the bettors, and that didn't change this year. So, hey, the baseball ones, they know what I'm talking about. They've been cashing the parlays, they've been cashing the checks, and we'll see if the baseball is when we get to the division series, we have any surprises there, but yeah, I love baseball this time of year, and if the football game's not very, very good, it's nice to have that option to switch over to these divisional league series and watch those.
Neal, what are a couple of specials you'd like to highlight that are starting this month in October?
Well, the biggest ones, of course, are around in all of the big sports that we've got going on right now. One of the ones that we've really, really juiced up is tonight is game 1 of the WNBA finals. We've got a 75% WNBA boost You've got 7 college football games tonight. So if none of those are your cup of tea, watch some of this WNBA playoff basketball. It is very, very fun and very, very entertaining, and I've actually been enjoying it. We've got a 50% NCAA profit boost over the weekend for college football. We've got an NFL parlay and get one for Sunday's games, where all you have to do is make a parlay, and we'll just give you a $5 free bet, win or lose, if you make an NFL parlay. And then Monday Night Football, Chiefs versus the Jaguars, we got a first touchdown bet protection promotion there too. So we've got all of that going on, plus the welcome offer that we always run. This is a very, very competitive month. We've got NHL preseason has started, NBA preseason has started, and of course both of those leagues are in play by the end of the month. And then college basketball is right after that. So this is the time of the year for all of the big sports, and if the World Series goes off 7 games, there's a possibility we can have all the major ones in play at the same time, first week in November, and it's just a magical time of year.
Neal, thanks a lot, man. We'll talk again next week, just before Arkansas and Tennessee do battle.
All right, and I'll be in Vegas all next week, and I'll be doing the call from Vegas. Got the Global Gaming Expo going on next week, looking at all the stuff for inside the casino and on the digital side. So looking excited to that, and we'll see on how everything settles out this week, and see what Arkansas can do against Tennessee, and see if they can repeat what they did last year, and see how the team responds to the coaching change.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's, where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.